There is nothing more satisfying than scrolling, swiping, scrolling. That feeling when you're doing it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Recently, an article was published that explained why we Korean help but keep scrolling. And it's because of three main psychological reasons. The first one is called the serial position effect. And according to psychologists, this means that we tend to remember things at the start or at the end of a list. So in the case of, say, TikTok or Instagram, our brains are more likely to remember the first video that we saw in our feed and also the last one. Therefore, we tend to scroll all the way down to the bottom of our feed so that we can see the newest post, and then once we've had done that, we go back up and we rewatch the first video again. It's a vicious cycle, and it's one that is designed to keep us on the app for as long as possible. The second reason is that these apps are literally designed to be addictive. And according to the psychologist behind the study, it's because they make use of something called variable reward. Basically, the reward that you get from these apps isn't consistent. You don't know what you're gonna get from it. This is why sometimes when you open your phone, you have like 3 missed calls from your mom and you feel really bad, and other times you have 30 likes on a picture that you posted 3 hours ago and you feel really good. You never know what you get when you open your phone, and that's why it is so addictive. It's the same with gambling. If you knew that every time you put money into the slot machine, you were gonna get a reward, then you wouldn't play it because there'd be no element of surprise. But because there is, that's what keeps you coming back. That's what makes you think, oh, I'm due a win. Next time I put my money in, I'm gonna win. And the third reason is that these apps take advantage of something called loss aversion. Basically, this is the idea that the pain of losing is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining. For example, people would rather receive $5,000 in a bank account that they already had $1,000 in than lose $4,000 from a bank account that they had $1,000 in. In both scenarios, they end up with the same amount of money, but the way that they got there is completely different. And because of that, it matters. In the first scenario, they're gaining money. In the second one, they're losing money. And psychologically, that loss feels twice as painful as the gain feels pleasurable. In apps like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, they take advantage of this by making you feel like you're missing out on something if you do and use them. If you don't check your notifications, you might miss something important. You might miss a message from someone that you haven't spoken to in a while. You might miss an opportunity to connect with someone. All of these are things that are losses, and they hurt more than the gains that you might experience if you do use the app. Now, of course, these aren't the only reasons why we keep scrolling. These are just some of the main ones that experts have identified. But next time you find yourself going on a scroll session, just remember that there are forces at play here. There is like a psychological experiment that is being performed on you, and you read not even aware of it. That said though, do you ever feel like you want to stop scrolling but you can't? Like you want to stop but you feel like you have to keep going? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you're interested in taking a psychology quiz that will tell you what your love language is, what your personality type is, what your strengths are, I'll leave that link in the description box below. I've taken it myself, and it's actually pretty accurate. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.